You remember the night like a blurred photograph, smoke curling in the air, glasses clinking, and a long marble table filled with men in tailored suits and unset threads. You had barely turned 22 when your father summoned you into his study, his voice unusually gentle for a man who handled guns more often than emotions. You'll marry John Junko. He's the heir of John Syndicate. It's time we seal this alliance. You blinked, heart lurching in confusion. I don't even know him. You don't need to know him. Just trust the blood in your veins. This family needs peace. John Jungkook. The name was a myth in your circles. Sharp suits, sharper eyes, and the rumor of his brutality wrapped in charm. You had seen him once at a funeral. He didn't cry, just stood there, jaw clenched, hands behind his back like a soldier who had seen too much. And then, 2 weeks later, you were dressed in red silk and gold, the John estate draped in ceremonial lights and guarded by men with visible under their coats. You saw him at the altar. He was taller than you remembered, dressed in all black, a quiet authority resting on his shoulders like a second skin. His dark hair swept perfectly, lips unreadable. He didn't smile when he saw you, but his eyes paused long enough for your breath to hitch. Do you take John Jungkook as your lawfully wedded husband? Your voice had trembled. I do. He had nodded once when it was his turn, voice low and sure. I do. This was 6 months ago. The wedding night wasn't what you feared. No dominance, no demand, just quiet formality. He showed you your room next to his and told you gently, you don't have to do anything you don't want to. You're safe here, wife. Wife. That word made your chest tighten. He gave you space, never barged in, yet you would sometimes catch him standing outside your door late at night whispering into his phone, always alert. You were clumsy, always dropping something or tripping on the edge of rugs, his rug, and still not once did he raise his voice. He was cold around others but oddly warm with you in fleeting moments. Like the time you sneezed during breakfast and he reached across the table to hand you tissues before you even realized you needed them. Or when he gently covered your legs with a blanket when you dozed off in the hallway with a book in your lap. You noticed how he watched you but never touched, how he listened but never pried, how he called you wife like he was trying to remind you and maybe himself. And yet neither of you had spoken the obvious. No confessions, no affections. Just a quiet war of glances, small gestures, and feelings locked behind pride. Time skip. Mornings in the John mansion always start the same way. Silence, elegance, and the faint smell of gun oil mixed with luxury cologne. But today something new is cooking, literally. You're in the enormous kitchen surrounded by ingredients you don't recognize, trying to balance a spatula in one hand and your phone in the other. A YouTube recipe is blaring from the counter. Flip the egg gently, the voice says. You slam it. The egg folds in a weird direction and burns almost instantly. You squeak. The mansion's butler, Minsu, hovers in the hallway like he's seen this disaster coming for weeks but has learned not to intervene after Jungkook told everyone, let her try. Your husband's voice echoes in your head even now. Cool, calm. If she wants to burn my house down trying to learn, let her. I'll just build her a new one. Still, that doesn't stop your panic as the toast pops out, charred on one side, and the soup you made spills slightly onto the marble counter. But you don't give up, because today you want to surprise Jungkook with breakfast. You want to do something normal, something soft, something married. You're balancing the tray with trembling hands when you reach his study door. You nudge it open with your hip. He's at his desk, dark suit on even this early, fingers flying across his keyboard. There's one beside his laptop, a real one. You freeze. Jungkook, I brought you breakfast. He looks up. His gaze softens the moment it lands on you and something flickers in his eyes. He stands slowly, walking over and taking the tray from your hands before you drop it. You're shaking, he says, eyes narrowing at your flushed cheeks. I was scared I would drop it. He looks at the tray. Burnt toast, messy eggs, soup with rice that has clearly clumped, and a peeled orange, slightly mangled but sweet smelling. He doesn't laugh, doesn't mock. He picks up the toast and takes a bite. Crunch, crunch. He chews with a completely straight face. It's edible, he says finally, lips twitching like he's fighting a smile. You pout. I worked really hard on it. His gaze softens further. I can tell. Sit. You sit across from him, knees tucked in awkwardly, hands clasped in your lap as he eats in silence. Then, as if it's nothing, he picks up the orange, separates a slice and holds it out to you. This looks like it me. You giggle softly and lean forward to take it, your fingers brushing his. It's quiet again but not uncomfortable. Then, your elbow knocks over the small water glass, it spills all over his documents. You panic, grabbing tissues and trying to dab the wet papers. I'm so sorry. His hand closes gently over yours. Firm, warm. It's fine. I scanned them already. You look up. His expression is unreadable, but his thumb rubs over the back of your hand. You're clumsy, he mutters. I know, you whisper, embarrassed. But you try, that's what matters. Your breath catches. He lets go, steps back, and returns to his seat, grabbing his coffee. Next time, he murmurs, don't burn the toast. I might start thinking you're trying to. You smile, eyes twinkling. If I were to try Jungkook, you would be dead already. He chuckles slowly, dark eyes locked on yours. Now, that sounds like my wife. Time skip. The John estate is glowing tonight. Golden lanterns line the walkways. Men in dark suits, eyes sharp and discreet, blend with the wealthy and dangerous. It's one of those rare peace gatherings, a polite excuse for mafia families to sip champagne and size each other up. You are dressed in a soft lavender silk gown that brushes your ankles, sleeves slightly off shoulder, hair pinned up with the silver clip Jungkook once left quietly on your vanity. You don't know why he gave it to you. He didn't say a word when he did. Just placed the box beside your mirror and walked out. But tonight you wear it. You want him to notice. And he does. You feel it from across the room. His gaze, heavy, still, watching you from his position near the fireplace, surrounded by important men discussing not-so-legal deals. You're sipping juice, keeping to yourself, when a young man walks to you. His name is Do-yoon, son of a mid-tier mafia boss, younger than Jungkook, bolder. You look beautiful tonight, he says, grinning. Didn't think John Jungkook's wife would be this soft and shy. You laugh politely, a little awkwardly. Thank you. You look always this good, or is it because he's finally letting you out in public? Your smile fades slightly, but before you can respond, you hear it. Do-yoon? The voice is low, firm, sharp enough to cut through marble. You turn. Jungkook's voice toward you, his face unreadable but his steps full of warning. Do-yoon straightens instantly. Hyungnim, he bows slightly. I was just flirting with my wife. Silence. You feel the temperature in the room drop. No disrespect intended, Do-yoon says, retreating. She is very charming. Jungkook doesn't reply. He just slides a hand to your lower back, subtly guiding you away. His touch burns through the fabric. He doesn't say a word until you're alone in the hallway. Then he stops. His hand leaves your back. His jaw clenches. Don't smile at just anyone like that. You blink. I wasn't. He's not worth your laughter. You stare at him, heart pounding. You've never cared before. That's not true. His voice is quieter now. He's not looking at you and his hands are balled into fists at his sides. You try to step closer but he steps back. You don't see what they see, Vayan. To them, you're the John weakness. Something soft they can grab, use. Is that what I am to you too? You ask, voice trembling. A weakness? He finally looks at you, his eyes dark, wild, hurting. No, he breathes. You're the only one that keeps me from losing my mind. Silence. Then, without another word, he walks past you and disappears into the shadows of the corridor. That night, as you sit at your desk trying to focus on anything else, you hear the softest knock. The door creaks open. He walks in wordlessly, sets down a mug of hot chocolate and leaves again. You stare at the steam rising, hands trembling slightly. He didn't say anything, but somehow that one cup says everything. Time skip. You peek into his office like a guilty cat. It's just past lunch. Jungkook hasn't eaten. You know this because Minsu said, Master John dismissed the food again. So naturally, you take it upon yourself again. to make something simple. Just soup, something safe. You manage not to burn it, mostly. It smells decent even though your hands tremble as you carry the steaming bowl on a tray, walking slowly, so slowly through the hallway. You whisper to yourself, just don't trip, you got this, he won't this time. You gently nudge open the study door. Jungkook is on the phone, blazer discarded, sleeves rolled, fingers typing something lethal, looking on his laptop. He glances up when he hears you. His gaze drops to the tray in your hands, then raises to meet your eyes. Again, he says, lips tugging upward just slightly. You beam. This one's better, I promise. We'll see about that. You walk carefully across the thick rug, trying not to wobble, but your sock catches on the corner, your ankle twists. Ah, and then disaster. The tray tilts, the bowl tips forward. Boiling soup pours, not on the floor, not on the table, but directly onto Jungkook's lap. His lap, right there. Holy! He jumps up out of the chair, knocking it backward. You drop the tray in shock. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. What the hell? Time skip. The evening air is cool. You're curled up on the far end of the massive leather couch in the living room, knees hugged to your chest, still in your slightly wrinkled dress from earlier. A tray of uneaten snacks rests on the table. The soup chaos has left you emotionally fried, physically tired, and horribly flustered. You haven't dared to see Jungkook since. You told yourself you would give him space, and also because you're still not sure if he's mad or in pain or both. You sigh and glance at the door to his study, which has stayed closed for hours now. Maybe I should check on him again. You get up, take a deep breath, and tiptoe toward the hallway, but just as you round the corner, you freeze. He is already there, walking toward you. Freshly showered in grey sweatpants, hair slightly damp, a soft black t-shirt hugging his broad chest. He pauses when he sees you. So do you. Your eyes widen. Oh, I was just going to bring you tea. He raises an eyebrow. At this hour? Late tea, you mumble. He sighs and walks past you to the couch. Come here. Huh? You caused me second-degree emotional damage. The least you can do is sit with me. You hesitate, but then your feet move before your brain can protest. You perch on the couch beside him, keeping a little distance, a safety zone of cushion. He leans back, tossing his arm casually along the backrest. Still thinking about the soup, he asks, smirking without looking at you. You're never going to let me live it down, are you? Not in this lifetime. You groan and hide behind a pillow. I swear I'm not always this clumsy. It's just when you look at me like that, my brain stops working. You say it without thinking and immediately regret it. There's silence. You peek out from behind the pillow only to find him already looking at you. His gaze softer than usual, not mocking, just watching. You notice when I look at you, he says quietly. You blink. Well, yeah. Another pause. I try not to be obvious. You're not, you whisper. I just always notice you. The room stills. He shifts slightly, pulling the blanket draped over the back of the couch and tossing half of it over your lap. Then stop running away when I tease you, he murmurs. It makes me feel like you're scared of me. I'm not scared, you say quickly. I don't always know what you mean. He leans in, not too close, just enough to make you breathless. If I ever mean something, he says, voice husky, you'll know. You clutch the edge of the blanket like it's the only thing keeping you alive. His arm brushes yours, but he doesn't touch you further. You sit like that for a while, side by side, close but not close enough. Then he shifts slightly, reaches behind you, and gently presses a chocolate bar into your hand. It is your favorite. You stare at it confused. This is your reward, he says, looking straight ahead now, for not actually murdering my future children with boiling soup. You bite your lip to keep from laughing, heart melting despite yourself. You whisper, thank you for not yelling. You're too soft to yell at. You turn your head toward him. He turns too. Your faces are inches apart, but he doesn't kiss you. He just looks at you. A long lingering look that says everything neither of you is ready to say yet. You can sleep here if you want, he murmurs. I'll bring another blanket. Okay, you whisper. You don't move away when he leans back again. You stay there under the same blanket, chocolate melting slowly in your hand, and you swear for a second his fingers brush yours, not by accident. Just enough to say, I'm here, I see you, and I care. Time skip, it's nearly midnight. The soft hum of the city is a far-off whisper behind the thick walls of your home. You're lying on the couch under the same blanket, your legs tucked up, Jungkook beside you, still awake. You both haven't said anything in a while, just the occasional shared glance when the movie you pretended to watch got too quiet. You can feel him breathing beside you, slow, steady. But there's something different about the silence tonight. You shift slightly to look at him. Aren't you sleepy? He doesn't answer immediately. Then, you're warm, he says. You blink. Huh? The blanket, you, this whole quiet. You tilt your head. That's a good thing, right? He finally turns to look at you, really look at you. His eyes are unreadable, soft but intense. It is, but it's also dangerous. Your breath hitches. Why? Because it makes me want things I probably shouldn't. Your heart starts pounding, but you try to joke. Like snacks? Like you. The room falls silent again. This time heavy. Your lips part slightly. Jungkook. Don't say anything yet, he says quietly, eyes not leaving yours. Just let me. He sits up slightly, leaning toward you. Your back presses into the pillow, but you don't pull away. He brings his hand to your cheek, just the lightest touch. His fingers are warm, gentle, careful, like he's touching something precious for the first time. I'm not great with words, he murmurs, but for 6 months I've watched you trip over your feet and over my heart every damn day. You blink fast. You never said anything. Because you always look too shy to hear it. He exhales slowly. I didn't want to ruin whatever this is. You swallow hard. You wouldn't have. He's so close now. The space between you feels charged like the moment itself is breathing. He suddenly takes your hand, places it on his chest. You've been here for 6 months. When will you start looking at me like I'm your husband? Your lips tremble. You finally whisper, "When will you stop acting like a bodyguard and start being my man?" Finally, he leans forward and kisses you. It's soft, slow, not rushed or rough or demanding, just warm, tender, carefully given and deeply felt. Your eyes flutter shut, your hands curling into the blanket between you and the other resting on his chest. He pulls back after a second, just barely. Neither of you speaks. You feel his thumb brush slightly over your lower lip. Then he whispers, "We are not strangers anymore, wife." You don't answer out loud. You just lean forward, resting your head against his shoulder. He wraps his arm around you without hesitation, pulling you into his warmth. Safe, close, yours. The kiss may have been soft, but your heart knows it changed everything.